indecision out. Understand me? You keep looking in. Under. Now I'm out of here. Hey, winner! Hey, that's how you do it.
Coach Zoe is a great coach. He's helped us get our steps right. He's taught us about replacing our hands. He loves the game. He teaches us everything. He always has a story for us to tell us about when he was playing or people that he coached before. Coach Zoe has a lot to bring to the table, and he really works hard to get his defensive linemen better, so I know that this is the place that he wants to be.
The biggest thing, I think, that, with Coach O'Leary having been a D-line coach in his background and been a defensive coordinator, there's so many similarities into what they believe and how they feel things ought to be played. And I think, a big piece of any defense is trying to get on the same page with the head coach, and I think Zoe walked in the door, already kind of in that place.
I think we have a lot of the same philosophies, so I really enjoy coaching what he has in the system because I believe in it. So it's easy for me to go in there and be positive and sell my product to my kids.
Coach Zoe, I've obviously known him from his first stint, so it was nice for him to come back, and I think he's been a welcome addition to the program. But he didn't skip a beat from when he first got here. He jumped right in, and I think his first staff meeting, when he was talking, about the defensive line and things he was going to do, you could literally see Coach O'Leary nodding his head in agreement.
I've always said, anytime talking about Zoe, you sit there and the guy that's really tough and really demanding on his players and expects a lot out of them, but his former players are constantly calling him on the phone. I can't tell you how many former UCF defensive linemen that he's got that are back here at practice now for the first time.
You look back at his track record, he's coached a lot of successful defensive linemen that have gone on to play because he knows what the NFL scouts are looking for.
Set up. Work the edge. Don't go down.
Coach Zoe's voice makes me laugh, and the things he says are very funny.
He's always had an obnoxious voice, yes.
That's good. Good. Bring it back.
First day that we were practicing together, and you can't make out any words that he's saying, first of all, and he's got a pretty good rhythm to it, but now that, having been used to it for so long, you know that he's getting on one of the guys, making sure they understand he means business, but he's he's a character with it, no question.
Coach Zoe's voice it's definitely high-pitched and almost, and I know he doesn't have a Southern accent, but when he's screaming, it sounds as if he does at times.
So he's an Italian, but yet he has a twangy Southern redneck accent, which I know a lot of people have fun with him.
They do. Coach Flamer's one of them. They say I got, now I'm kind of raspy because I've been yelling, but I have a high-pitched noise. I had to get my nose redone too, but the nose doesn't help the pitch in the voice either.
In terms of his high-pitched squeakiness, you know exactly where he's at on the field at all times.
So if he comes underneath, are you going to take him or are you just going to let him run?
Coach Zoe is an amazing background. He's obviously, from Italy originally, fluent in multiple languages, and he is just a wealth of knowledge.
He grew up in Rome, he likes to tell the story. I believe his father was an architect, and they lived in a lot of different places. I think they actually moved to Queens, but I think this was the 4th country that he had actually moved to. He can speak 4 different languages.
He's got an unbelievable background. He's got stories for days. He was born and raised in Italy. He grew up in Texas.
All my relatives, my aunts, uncles, cousins, they're all still in Italy. My parents go back frequently. They have a home there, but it's nice to know that you have family elsewhere in the world.
He has a big family, a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters, and there's a lot of vowels in all of them's names,
My wife, Merritt, she's a wonderful wife, takes care of my 2 beautiful children. We tried to keep our kids' names kind of matching the Roman last name. So Rocco is my boy, he's 10 years old. Sophia is my girl, she's 9. But they're great kids, wouldn't do without them. They accept my job, which, especially for a wife, it's hard. So we're always supporting each other through it.
He's a wonderful person to be around. I'm really glad he's here.
Coach Zoe's been a great addition to the staff. He has a really good feel, obviously, for the defensive line play. But not only that, what we gain with him is a lot of knowledge in terms of the fact that he's been coaching for, I want to say, 20-plus years, and specializes in the defensive line. So he brings knowledge not only to the defensive line, but in terms of the run game, in terms of fits, and talk about scheme, in terms of pressure and blitzes and things that he has brought to us. So he's been a great addition.
We had an opportunity to try to hire the best D-line coach that we could, and I think Coach made a good decision when he made the hire of Zoe without question.